Hello. So let's check the sound. Yeah, seems to be okay. So only 4 minutes to go. Let's wait for the rest of us. Today, we're going to host the webinar for more advanced partners. The previous one has been about like for newcomers, how to start. And today we'll have more advanced topics. And basically, I'll try to answer the question how to earn more than $1,000 per month on file hosts with Moneyplatform.biz. If you have any questions, and if you will have during the webinar, please feel free to write me in the chat. I'll answer all the questions at the end of the webinar. As for the record will be available, and I'll send the record tomorrow. Okay, so let's wait a couple of minutes more and we'll start. Okay, so let's get started and move on to the first slide. So this webinar is held for the partners, for more advanced partners, and the partners who are working on forums only, for example, that they don't have their own websites, or partners with their own small websites, not big traffic, and it's like kind of trouble to bring more traffic for those partners. And also this webinar will be interesting for partners that do not use the automation like Zenoposter, Themoposter, or any other kind of automation possible. And partners who earn less than $2,000 per month. So if you earn more than $2,000 per month, maybe the most likely you already are using all this information in this webinar. But if you're not, if you don't earn so much money per month, so most likely it will be interesting for you. So today we're going to talk about the income levers on file host. So the suggestions how to raise more money on the file host. Tips for posting on forums. We'll talk about VPF, virtual private file host, the features and configuration of the virtual private file host. We'll talk about the cases of successful website transfers from keep to share to private file host. If you are not aware what the virtual private file host is, I'll explain it later, don't worry. I also will recommend you services for a successful launch for your own website, and will recommend services and tips how to promote your existing website. Okay, as for the questions, one more time. I don't see chat right now, but I will read all your questions from the chat in the end of the webinar, and I'll answer on every question. So feel free to ask me anything you want to listen to the answer. So how to increase your income on file host? This is the most common question that I hear from all the partners. So this is just the simple checklist. First, you have to do automation. Use Xenoposter or Themoposter, doesn't matter. Actually, Xenoposter is much better, but if you are using at least Themoposter, it is much better than posting manually. As for the automation, I have separate big online free course on Xenoposter, how to make all the automation using Xenoposter. So if you need that course, just write me in private message in Telegram or write directly letter to my email. Okay, move on. Next way how can you increase your income is just make SEO optimization of your websites and posts on forums. It's very important because many partners, well, don't pay so much attention to SEO optimization of their posts on forums. Next step, creating your own site, testing different niches. So I'm not talking about one site, I'm talking about dozens of sites in different niches. So we have to test it out and to choose the site and niche that is working for you, for your content, for your traffic, and you have to like this niche in order to like make fun of this work as well. And you have to understand that the top partners, all of them have their own website. If you don't have website yet, you have to start thinking about it right now. Okay, let's move on. If you already have your own website, the next step, how can you increase your income, is to move your site from file host, for example, Keep2Share or FileBoom, to virtual private file host. The virtual private file host is based on our test files file host, and it's a brilliant idea, the solution for private sites that have really good content, and that content partners want to sell for higher prices and in their private zones. And there's a lot of pros have this virtual private file host. So we'll talk about today as well about it. The next step, using the API. The API is the core for automation. So if you are using automation, then most likely you already are using our API. The API of Keep2Share or test files is kind of the most advanced API among all the file hosts, on the top three, I bet. So just explore it and use it. Via API, you can do anything with your files. Copy, rename, re-upload, check availability of the link, if the link is live or not, and replace, re-upload files to make links live, and etc. etc. Also, we already ran the API for VPF, and I'll be talking about it today as well. The next step, how can you increase your income on file host, is using CoolSpeed. CoolSpeed.com is a brilliant service, awesome. I really recommend it. Using CoolSpeed, you can make your uploading 10 times faster or even more, because the uploading goes not via your personal computer, but via servers of CoolSpeed. So the speed of uploading doesn't rely on speed of your internet, on the speed of your computer, and on your storage of your computer. So it doesn't matter. You just buy the tariff on CoolSpeed and use its power. It's very powerful method. So consider using it, go to their website, read the documentation. They do have documentation in English. If you will not find it, just write to me. I'll send you the full documentation of what Google Speeds can do. Okay, the next, sale website promotion. So after you did all the previous steps, you have to bring traffic to your website. It's not enough just to publish a lot of content on your website or on forums. You also have to promote your website and bring traffic to them. Okay, let's get started from the forums, the SEO optimization of forums. Maybe you haven't considered it or haven't thought about this previously, but forums have a decent amount of search traffic, like from Google. Yes, the top source of traffic is direct traffic, like bookmark traffic. It's obvious. So for all the forums, the top number one source of traffic is direct traffic, but the search traffic is on the second place, and it's vary in the range between 7 and 40%, depending on the forum. And for example, you see the screenshot from SimilarWeb from forumaffiliate.com, and you see here 40% of search traffic. So that means if your post will be SEO optimized, users will find your post from the search engine, from the Google, not just browsing the forum. So that means you can get easily 40% more income if you will SEO optimize your post. So as for the SEO optimization of the post, how have you composed posts on forums? So the rule number one post, one video. Then do not put many pictures, many screenshots, 3, 5, 6 pictures, screenshots is more than enough. The next suggestion, all the screenshots must be different. Do not cut screenshots like 1 second after another, so they will be like the same or very similar. So you have to cut the screenshots through all the video, and all the screenshots must be different. The next suggestion, use a high-speed image host. And you may never think about it, but it's very important because Google sees the speed of the threads that you have on forums. And the speed of the thread, yes, it depends on the speed of the forum as well, but it also depends on the content on that thread, on the page. So if the page loads slowly, if the image host loads images on your post slowly, it slows down all your posts on all your threads, and Google sees that. Google sees the behavior, the speed of loading pages with your post, and it may rank your threads lower if you do not use fast image hosts. How to choose and how to find fast image hosts is very simple. You have just test it. So just create the one thread using one file host and create another thread using different file host image. I mean image file host for images, not keep your shared test files. No, all our file hosts are very fast. I mean image file host, and you can compare the speed of uploading the threads with different image file hosts using this link that you see on this slide, develops.google.com page speed inside. Okay, the next, the images. All the images have to be with HTTPS protocol. So if you are using banners like that, like you see on the screenshot on the slide, like download from, keep to share, or any other banners or images, please check the URL of the image. So it should start from HTTPS, not from HTTP, because if you even have all the content with HTTPS, but only one single image with HTTPS protocol, the Google will see the full content of the page like mixed content, and Google will rank your posts lower. So check this out. Next, do not make screenshots too small. It's a very common mistake to make small screenshots so nobody can see actually what is happening on that screenshot. So just to make it just like for yourself. So all the screenshots should be clear, visible, and recognizable. Next, remove the unnecessary information about the file, like codecs used for this video, audio channels, and so on. Most of forums do not require this information, but it's kind of noise uh, for user, and it's unnecessary information. It distracts user. Next, do not over spam your post with the keywords. So many users think like that, oh, I'll put all the keywords on my post and Google will see that. Now, it will make more harm than benefit for your post in terms of Google. So do not put all the keywords. Yes, you can put 3, 4 related keywords to your topic, to the topic of the post, but not more. Okay, so we finished the composing post on forum. So I guess maybe many of us already know all of that information. So I'll move on to the more advanced stuff. VPF features and settings. So basically what the VPF means is kind of your own private file host. It's kind of your own copy of test files. So you can set up the prices and nobody else that have test files premium account can buy and can download content from your website unless he purchases a premium exactly from your own site. So this is the big I guess it's the biggest our feature that we issued. And if you have sites, you have to test it at least. Try to use it power, and you'll be surprised about what can you do using virtual private file host. So the simplest thing that you can do is just change the price. You can set up your own price. We have 3 tariffs. 30 days, 90 days, and 1 year, and the 3 steps range for all that tariff. So you can choose, and this is in the settings in your dashboard, Moneyplatform.biz. Settings of your website. If you set up it as a virtual private file host. So next feature, you can attach different folders for the same site, for the same virtual private file host. So you can just separate the files on different folders depending on categories on your website, or maybe dates, or whatever you want. And you can connect all those folders to one single virtual private file host. It's very convenient, so we use this feature. Next, very powerful feature, that you can share your VPF to other partners. So, for example, you have website and you have a lot of traffic on that website. So you can create a really passive income for you. You can invite other partners to publish their content on your own virtual private file host with your own prices, and you will receive the 5% of your domain sales, but the website will remain on virtual private file host. So it's very powerful tool to grow your business, to grow your website, and you'll get much more traffic if many partners will be posting on your website apart from you. Next, very important suggestion. Please, if you are running your own website with anyway, if you are running your own website, please create the explanation page with the instructions how to get premium on your website, especially if you have private closed VIP zones on your website, or if you're using a virtual private file host. You have to explain to the regular user step by step, click here, click here, click here, with screenshots, with links, with all the explanation, because you'll be surprised what the stupid questions are asked in our support by users, because they don't understand how to deal with your website and how to buy premium there. So you have to create this kind of page on each of your sites. Okay, so the feature that we have been waiting for so long is live. So this API for VPF. You can use it right now. So you can ask via API and get the list of subscribers on your VPF. So it will bring you emails of the subscribers and all the information about your subscriber. You can read this documentation by this link. You can make the screenshot or ask me this link in private message. I'll send it. Also, you can find the API documentation in the API section of your dashboard on Moneyplatform.biz. Okay, so let's move on to the cases. As I promised, I'll show you some cases moving sites from Keep2Share to virtual private file hosts based on test files. So as we see here, this is an example of some partner, a real partner, and he earned about $400 per month. And he had his own website. So you see the blue line is the total income of the partner, the yellow line is the income of his website, and the red line is the income of his website using VPF. So as you see, he ran in December 2020, VPF. I mean, he already has had this website before, but it has been ran on Keep2Share, and he switched all the links and all the settings to virtual private file host on test files. And as you see, he got an instant raise in income 2 times better. So $200 instantly in 1 month. And I doubt that the traffic has raised for that month so drastically. So 100% this influence is by virtual private file host, and most likely this user just raised the prices for his premium accounts, and this is simplest solution to raise more money. And some statistics of the same website that I've been talking on the previous slide. Now, as you see, I'm sorry, this is in Russian, some letters, but I'll explain to you. So as we see here, the daily visitors per day is about 500 visitors per day, and 8 8,000 visitors, unique visitors per month. So another case, moving from keep to share to VPF, it's another example. The same line, blue line is total income, yellow line this website, and you see in February 2021, user has switched the site to virtual file host, and you see the raise in income. It's about $500 more. And some statistics from this website. Yeah, it's quite bigger website. It has about 2,000 unique visitors per day, about 40,000 unique visitors per month. And the last case that I want to show you is another example, but in this case, the partner has run his website from scratch and from the start on the virtual private file host. So from the very beginning, he started to publish links on the virtual private file host. And as you see, the blue line before he ran the website, you see that he earned some money. And this is a very interesting case because the most likely this partner earned his money only on forums. So if you are working only on forums, please consider running your own website, because as you see, the income grew very fast and drastically after this user created website. And yeah, you have to understand that just to create website is not enough. You have to pay attention to this, to promote that website, and to get traffic and to stay optimized and work all the time on that website. It's obvious. And some statistics on that website. It has about almost 3,000 unique visitors per day, and about 80,000 unique visitors per month. Okay, so let's move on to the next section of our webinar. So the recommended services for a successful launch of your website. So if you don't have any websites yet and you just consider where to start and what hosting to use, so just my recommendation, use the hosting named Inferno. Just make the screenshots of this slide or ask me afterwards about links. I'll send it, all of them, to you. So the domains, I will recommend to buy the domain on namecheap.com or xnames.com. And also use proxy. Do not forget about that. You have to use proxy anyway. It doesn't matter either you're working on forums or on your own website. And a couple of words about the importance of choosing hosting and domain registrator. So actually, the hosting should be, well, it should be okay with your content. It should be loyal to your content. So it's very important. And also, you have to find the hosting with a good support. So Inferno has an outstanding support. You will not find any other hosting with even similar support. They can do almost everything for you and to help you to run your own website and to set up your server. Doesn't matter. They will help you in everything. They are very loyal to their clients. So use it without hesitation, and they have very cheap plans. As for the main registrator, you have to understand that if you have some issues with abusers, the copyright owners, so they will be sending their reports to the domain registrator, not to the hosting company. So you have to find a domain registrator that is loyal also to that kind of issues. So if you are using namecheap.com or names.com, most likely you will not have any issues, problems dealing with uh, copyright reports. And recommended services and tips for promoting your website. So I have the separate big online free course on SEO optimization on websites. So just write me on email or private message on Telegram, Skype, doesn't matter. Ask for that video course. I will send to you for free. So my goal is just to show you how can you raise more money on your website. So I'll help you with pleasure. Do not hesitate to write to me. And here I'll just run through a couple of suggestions. How can you bring more traffic? So you have to purchase the backlink. This is the number one way how can you bring more traffic to your website. So use link boss, sale clerk, 5squid.com. It's very interesting service. You'll find there freelancers that will generate high quality backlinks to your website, and the price will vary from $1 per link to even $20 per link, but I would not recommend you to buy links that cost more than $50 per link. The most likely you will not get as much profit from that link as you paid for that. And pay the attention to the site ahrefs.com. The most likely you already know that website, that online service, because this is the vital service for any webmaster, because it allows you to track your own website, the keywords, the ranking keywords, how they are ranking in Google, and also you can spy your competitors and to get a lot of information from them. Also, it will find you to it will help you to find dropped domain. About dropped domain, I'll tell you right in the next slide. So sorry, it's not translated in English. So it's also recommended services for purchasing of backlinks. So just make a screenshot or ask me about this list of the links I will send to you. How on that services you can find freelancers or offers, and you can buy backlinks to your website. And next, very powerful method how to bring traffic to your website is using drop domain. So what the drop domain means. So first I want to explain you the situation. Let's imagine that you have some big website and you have a company named anyway X, and by some reason you renamed your company, you changed your business, or you rebranded the website, and you want to move the website from one domain to another domain, for domain Y, for example. But if you just create a brand new website on the new domain, you will lose all the background, all the traffic, all the backlinks that you got on that website. You will lose all of that. So Google understand that maybe some situations when you just moving your website from one domain to another, and Google allows you to not lose all the traffic. And the solution is the redirect 301. And in this slide and in this topic, we'll be talking about this redirect. So using that redirect, you can tell to Google that, hey, I got that website previously. It's not actual anymore. I'm not going to use that domain anymore. And now I want the same site to be on another domain. So please move all the all the information, all the traffic from that website to a new one. So let's imagine another situation. You did not brand any of your company and you have only your own brand new website, but you can like pretend and to show Google that you had previously some bigger website. So all that you need to do is just to find dropped domain, unnecessary dropped domain that is selling, that has good background, that has a big number of backlinks, and the dynamic of growth of that number of backlinks is kind of smooth line, growing smooth line, not just like a peak, not just like a mountain. You have to find the domains that raise their number of backlinks smoothly month after month, and they increase the number drastically and continuously. And also you have to check the anchors that domain has been using, and to check that anchors of the links should not consist of spam words, because obviously all the stuff and good and bad stuff you will get to a new domain. So just pay attention to all that kind of criteria, and all that criteria you can check using online service ahrefs.com. So it's not cheap. It's kind of even expensive, but you'll need it only during a couple of months to run your own website and to trace the ranking of it and to spy the competitors, and it's okay, you can forget about it. So where can you find the drop domain? So here you see some sources where you can search for drop domain, and the drop domain are selling on that website. So you can easily find, check that domain, and buy it. And how to use the drop domain is using 301 redirect. So maybe most of you know that all the websites have a file htaccess.htxs. So this is the kind of server configuration, and by editing that file, you can make the redirect from your purchased drop domain to your brand new domain. So here you see some example of that redirect note that you have to put there. Yeah, you have to understand that you have to change this text and to make it actual for your domain, for your categories, because you have to make redirects from each similar page to the same page of your website or catalog. For example, if the drop domain had a contact web page and your new website also has the contact web page, you have made redirect from that page to a new page. And for example, the same about categories. So simply you have just create the categories the same as you have on your existing website. So you have to create the same categories on the drop domain that you purchased. So that, well, the website should be live for doing that. You have to create the categories, you have to create the pages, and you have to put the redirect from each similar categories. Okay, I think it's clear. If you are confused by this complexity of this redirect, please write to me by email. I'll try to explain you and even give you some examples of these files htxs. So this is the end of our content part of our webinar. So I'm getting back to the chat. Yeah, and I'm reading the questions. So please feel free to write the questions in the chat right now, and I will answer it. So let's get started. Sooner or later, every website owner will get a DMCA for the whole domain. Now, can Moneyplatform help with this? Well, actually, this is not something that we can help you with, because, well, all that you have to do is, well, do not irritate the abusers, the content owners. Just try to remove all the content that they ask to remove, all the links, and in most of cases it will be okay. But we have now an advanced protection, not Moneyplatform.biz. I mean, I can recommend you some programmers and specialists that can set up protection on your website, so abusers and reporters will not find their content on your website anymore. Are you planning more customization for WPF, your own logo, layout, etc.? Actually, we are now creating the banners on your website, customized banners, so you can customize, put your logo of your website, put the name of your website on that banner. It will be editable in PSD format. As for the custom page of purchasing of premium account, now it looks like very similar to test files, but it also has the name and the URL of your website in it, so it's kind of a little customized, but maybe yeah, we are planning to make it more custom. That was very helpful. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay, if you have website, it's better to have only free links or only premium links for users. Well, it depends on the content you have. For example, if you may have some widespread content, and you also can have like more rare content, so you can make the WIP section with a rare content and put there only premium only links, and you can allow a free downloading on other categories with more widespread content, for example. But you have to test it out, and you have to check it and what works for you better, what brings you more money. It's simple as that. How protect files from DMCA reports deletion? Okay, so how to protect? As I mentioned before, I can recommend you a programmer. He doesn't speak English, but I guess he will be able to help you. Google Translator or so on. He invented a service that can encrypt links, and also he set up all the he set up the protection of the links with the JavaScript. So it looks like I don't know, some image that user should click on it to be to make a link downloadable. And so without that click, the automatic parser will not see the link. So it's very easy protection, simple protection, but it works. What niche is the most profitable? I would say the most profitable is in extreme niches with the rare content. But you have to put that in mind, keep that in mind that on test files and virtual private hosts, you cannot use extreme content. If you are hesitating, is your content extreme or not, please write to me and I will check that and help you to understand what file host you should use for your content on your website, FileBoom, or you can run your website on virtual private file host. If your content is not so extreme but just rare, I would recommend you to move to a virtual private file host because that has more billing, simpler file. FileBoom has less billings always than any other file host because of the content. Okay. So as for the most profitable niche, just find rare content that is not posted on everywhere, and for that rare content, users will pay you even more money, and you can like raise the prices for premium using virtual private file host. Which forums bring most traffic sales? I guess everybody know that the top forums are Porn.biz, Forum Affiliate. Well, those two are kind of the most popular. If you need the full list of forums, there are a lot of forums. Just write me and I will send you the full list because they have different traffics and the gap between top forums and small forums are very, very big. So you have to put your attention on top forums first, and only if you have free time and free resources, you can add less powerful forums with less traffic. But also, one more time, I'm trying to emphasize that you have to run your own website on VPF if you want to earn more than $1,000 per month and more. Run as many websites as you can. Learn how to do that. If you do not know how to run your website, write to me. I'll suggest you some hosting services, help you to run website. I will suggest you free online services. For example, blogger.com is a good solution for those who don't have any technical skills or specific knowledge in programming, PHP, HTML, and this kind of stuff. So you can simply run a dozen of websites on blogger.com, but you have to also be careful about that service because it's actually run by Google. So you have to run like third-party accounts with a proxy and do not connect to all those websites. The same Google Analytics and the same for any other website. This is a good suggestion that I remember. Do not use the same Google Analytics for all your websites. For each site, you have to create another Google Analytics because Google will see the connection between all your websites and it will kind of make it equal the traffic. So if you have star, the great website with a lot of traffic, and then you run small sites, so it's the most likely Google will get will get lower your traffic on your top website just because he will see that you have a lot of websites with low traffic, so it's kind of exception that you got good traffic on that website. So it's you can do a lot of harm if you will connect your website with the same Google Analytics. Okay, so any more questions? I tried to make the webinar short and full of content, full of information without empty words. So if you do not have any more questions, so we can just finish our webinar. I tried to make it very useful for you, so please use all the suggestions, and also I'll send you some kind of form to evaluate this webinar and to suggest the further topics of the next webinars, what topics I am interested in and what topics I should explain more in detail. For example, I'm planning next webinar to host on the topic of API to explain how you can work with that API, what methods that you have, and what API can do. Okay, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming to our online webinar, and see you soon. Write to me if you have any questions. I'll help you. Goodbye. Sorry. Yeah, I see this question. Yeah. Did MP can help with the legal content DMCA text? Yeah. Yeah, you can. As for the DMCA text for your page on your website, you can simply copy the text from any website live and just edit it, just put your domains and your contact information like your email, and do not forget to make email like image. So do not put your email like in the text form, put your email in the way of image. And that's it. It's very simple. If you will not find the examples of DMCA web page, please write to me. I'll help you. So seems like this is the end of our questions. Thank you for your time, for your attention. See you. Bye.